Police are cracking down on a new crime wave across California. Thieves slipping cameras onto ATMs to record your credit card information.
Most people think your bank card is safe, but this is far from the truth. In 2024 alone, over $4 billion vanished through card skimming schemes that banks couldn't stop or detect in time. Most victims never saw it coming. Today, we're exposing 10 skimming tricks spreading across ATMs, gas pumps, and payment terminals nationwide, and what you need to watch for before your account becomes the next target. Coming in at number 10, the fake ATM overlay. You slide your card in, nothing happens, you try again, and this time the machine finally responds. Feels like a glitch, right? It isn't. You're rushing between errands. The outdoor ATM seems fine, but what you don't see is the thin plastic overlay sitting flush over the real card slot, quietly capturing every detail from your magnetic stripe. Scammers design these using 3D printers, matching the exact color and texture of the ATM. They snap into place in under 20 seconds. The fit is so precise that even daily inspections miss them. According to FICO's annual fraud report, card overlay scams accounted for over $1.2 billion in losses last year. Victims reported the only warning sign was a barely visible edge around the card reader, something most people never check twice. Here's what makes this worse. Your bank can't detect that your card was cloned until fraudulent charges appear days later. By then, your information has been sold on dark web marketplaces. Some victims don't discover the theft until their accounts are drained completely. Before using any outdoor ATM, tug firmly on the card slot. Really pull it. If it moves even slightly, walk away and report it. Real readers are bolted down with industrial fasteners. They won't budge. That's just the card slot, but the next scam doesn't need to touch your card at all. At number 9, here's one banks can't detect: the hidden pinhole camera. You type your PIN. The screen confirms your transaction. Everything feels normal. But 3 feet above you, a camera no bigger than a pen tip just recorded every keystroke. You're focused on the screen, checking your balance. Your fingers move across the keypad. The transaction completes. You never looked at the small brochure holder above the screen, the one that wasn't there last week. Scammers hide micro cameras inside fake brochure holders, speaker grills, or light fixtures mounted above ATMs. These cameras use wide-angle lenses and capture clear footage from 3 feet away. The entire setup costs under $200 and installs in 60 seconds. The Secret Service reported that pinhole cameras were involved in over 60% of successful ATM fraud cases in 2024. Most victims never noticed the tiny lens pointing at the keypad, often disguised as a screw head or reflection. Here's the dangerous part. Even if you cover the keypad with your hand, newer cameras use infrared to read heat signatures left by your fingertips. Some analyze shadows cast by your fingers to guess which numbers you pressed through partial obstructions. Always inspect the area above the keypad before entering your PIN. Look for anything newly attached or oddly positioned: a crooked brochure holder, an extra panel, a misaligned grill, or any tiny pinhole. If something looks off, use a different machine. If cameras sound high-tech, wait until you see what wireless technology makes possible. Sliding in at number 8, Bluetooth skimmers. You use the ATM. Your card data is stolen, but the scammer isn't anywhere near the machine. They're sitting in a car 100 feet away, watching stolen information stream to their laptop in real time. The ATM looks completely normal. No visible attachments, no loose panels. That's because the skimmer is deep inside, professionally installed to replace internal components. Thieves access the machine's interior during late-night hours using lock-picking tools or universal keys. The skimmers integrate into the card reader's circuit board and transmit data wirelessly. They're virtually impossible to detect without dismantling the ATM. Research from Kaspersky Labs found that Bluetooth skimmers can store data from over 32,000 cards before reaching capacity. Federal agents recovered one device in Tampa that captured banking information from 14 different ATMs across 3 counties over 6 weeks. What banks don't tell you, they rarely inspect internal electronics unless there's a malfunction. A well-installed Bluetooth skimmer can operate undetected for months while draining hundreds of accounts. Some include backup batteries that work during power outages. Use ATMs inside bank branches whenever possible. Indoor machines are monitored more closely, checked more frequently, and maintained on stricter schedules than outdoor units in shopping centers or gas stations. ATMs aren't the only target. Gas stations are becoming ground zero for the next generation of skimmers. At number 7, this one happens where you least expect it: gas pump card readers. You swipe your card at the pump, the screen flashes approved, You pump your gas and drive away. 3 days later, your entire checking account is empty. It's a Tuesday morning, you're running late, the gas station is busy, you swipe without thinking twice, the pump authorizes immediately, but inside that panel, a skimmer installed 2 weeks ago just captured your card number, expiration date, CVV, and ZIP code. Scammers break in using universal keys sold online for under $10. Once inside, they install devices onto the pump's internal circuit board in 3 to 5 minutes. Some criminal groups target 15 or 20 pumps in a single night. According to the FTC, gas pump skimming accounted for over $350 million in losses in 2024 alone. Some sophisticated devices sent real-time text alerts to thieves every time a card was captured, allowing them to make fraudulent purchases before victims finished filling their tanks. What stations don't advertise: many pump security systems remain outdated and easily compromised. Once installed, skimmers can operate for weeks undetected because pumps aren't inspected daily like bank ATMs. Stations only check tamper-evident seals, which criminals can replace. Before swiping at any gas pump, inspect the security tape around the payment panel. If it's broken, missing, obviously reattached, or looks different from other pumps, choose a different one or pay inside with cash. And while you're worried about your card being skimmed, some scammers are playing an even simpler game. Want to stay ahead of these scams before they drain your account? Subscribe now so you don't miss the next warning that could save you thousands. Coming in at number 6, card trapping. You insert your card. The ATM doesn't return it. You panic and walk away to call your bank. 5 minutes later, the scammer retrieves your card and uses it before you finish the call. You're at an outdoor ATM after dark. You slide your card in to withdraw cash. The screen goes blank. Then nothing. You press buttons. Still nothing. The machine swallowed it completely. Frustrated, you leave to find help. Thieves insert an almost invisible strip of plastic or metal into the card slot before you arrive. Your card gets caught and won't come back. The trap looks invisible, and the machine continues functioning normally. Scammers watch from nearby, waiting for you to leave. European banking authorities documented over 18,000 card trapping incidents last year, with losses exceeding $45 million. Security footage showed most victims walked away after 2 to 3 minutes, assuming the machine malfunctioned and the bank would hold their card safely. The timing is cruel. Criminals count the seconds until you leave. The moment you're out of sight, they remove the trap, pull out your still active card, and have 10 to 15 minutes to withdraw the maximum daily limit before you contact your bank. If your card gets stuck, never walk away. Stay at the machine and immediately call your bank to freeze the trapped card while you're still standing there. You can often wiggle the card at different angles to dislodge simple traps. But not all scams require physical devices. Some use your own fear against you. At number 5, this scam targets you after the skimmer already struck. Fake bank fraud texts. Your phone buzzes. The text says your card was just used for a suspicious $847 purchase 3 states away. It looks official. The sender name shows your bank. It includes a phone number that looks identical to customer service. You panic and click the verification link and hand over complete control of your account. You're at work when your phone lights up. Your heart races. The text looks exactly like previous legitimate fraud alerts. Everything feels urgent and real, but it's fake. Crafted by criminals who already stole your card information and now want your online banking password. They use your stolen card to trigger small test charges of $1 to $5 at obscure merchants. Before your real bank alerts you, scammers send their own fake notification directing you to a phishing site that captures every keystroke. The FBI warned that fake fraud alert scams increased by 87% between 2023 and 2024, with victims losing an average of $3,400 per incident. Many only discovered the scam hours later when their real bank called about multiple unauthorized withdrawals that drained their accounts. Here's what makes this effective. These texts arrive within 90 seconds of the test charge, creating intense urgency. Victims react emotionally and don't verify the sender's authenticity or check the URL before clicking. The fear of fraud causes people to fall victim to a worse scam. Never click links in fraud alert texts. Close the message, open your official banking app directly from your phone's home screen, and check for alerts there. If uncertain, call the number on the back of your physical card. Never use numbers in suspicious texts. ATMs and gas pumps get attention, but restaurants operate in the perfect blind spot. Sliding in at number 4, restaurant double swipes. You hand your card to the server. They walk to the register. You assume they're processing your $63 dinner payment. What you don't see is the pocket skimmer hidden in their apron. It's Friday night. The restaurant is busy and loud. Your server returns 2 minutes later with your receipt and card. Everything seems normal. But during those 2 minutes, your card was swiped twice. Once through the restaurant's terminal and once through a portable skimmer no larger than a pack of gum. Corrupt servers carry tiny handheld skimmers purchased online for $40 to $60. They swipe cards through both devices in one smooth motion that takes 3 seconds. The skimmers store hundreds of cards and transmit data via Bluetooth. Data from Visa's fraud department revealed that restaurant skimming rose 34% between 2023 and 2024. These portable skimmers cost under $50 and store information from 500 to 1,000 cards. Each compromised card sells for $15 to $30 on underground marketplaces. What restaurants won't admit, most have zero policies for monitoring staff who handle customer cards. A federal investigation in Chicago uncovered 7 employees across 4 restaurants working as an organized skimming ring for over 9 months. When dining out, always use contactless payment like Apple Pay or Google Pay, or keep your card in sight at all times. If the restaurant requires cards to be taken away, politely walk to the register yourself instead of letting your card leave your view. Traditional skimmers need contact, but the newest generation works from a distance. Do you think restaurants should keep cards in sight at all times? At number 3, here's the future of theft. Portable tap skimmers. You tap your contactless card at checkout. The green light appears. Transaction approved. But in the crowded space behind you, a second hidden device just charged your card again without making a sound. You're in line at Starbucks during morning rush. Someone brushes past you in the crowd. You don't think twice. But that person was carrying a modified wireless payment terminal concealed in a backpack, and it just read your card's contactless chip through your pocket. Criminals exploit NFC technology that powers legitimate contactless payments. They buy cheap readers online, modify the software to remove transaction limits, and carry them in crowds. These devices need 3 to 4 inches proximity for 2 seconds to capture payment information. MIT security researchers demonstrated that modified NFC readers can skim cards through fabric, leather, and even some RFID blocking products. One test showed successful reads from 4 inches away in under 2 seconds without any visible indication to the cardholder. The real threat is scale. Police in New York recovered one portable NFC skimmer that logged over 2,800 card reads during a single weekend at Grand Central Terminal. Most victims never noticed the unauthorized microcharges of $0.99 to $4.99 appearing days later. Set up instant transaction notifications on your smartphone for every purchase, no matter how small. Thieves test stolen contactless card data with charges under $5, because these amounts slip past automated fraud detection and customer attention. Check your banking apps daily. And sometimes the most dangerous ATMs are the ones designed to look safe. Coming in at number 2, fake charity or church ATMs. You need cash for donations at a charity fundraiser. There's a convenient ATM in the lobby. It's in a trusted space. It looks official. And every transaction is being stolen by criminals who rented it specifically for this event. You're attending a charity gala Saturday evening. The event is beautiful. You need cash for the silent auction. A volunteer points you toward an ATM near the entrance. It looks professional with proper branding. You withdraw $200 without hesitation. 3 weeks later, your account is empty. Scammers rent portable ATM machines designed for temporary events. These machines look legitimate, but are rigged to steal every card's information. Some even dispense real cash to avoid suspicion. Criminals target charity events, religious gatherings, and schools because attendees are trusting. The Department of Justice prosecuted a case in 2023 where a fake ATM at a Connecticut charity gala captured data from 347 cards in one evening. Total losses exceeded $890,000 once all fraudulent withdrawals were accounted for across multiple states. This scam works because people let their guard down in spaces they perceive as safe. Churches, schools, and charity events feel inherently secure, so attendees rarely question equipment authenticity. The psychological exploitation of trust is what makes this particularly cruel. Before using any ATM at a special event or temporary location, verify with event staff that the machine is officially authorized and secured by the hosting organization. If you have any doubt, skip it and visit an actual bank branch instead. Have you seen temporary ATMs at events or churches? Would you use them? Moving to the scam that doesn't just steal your information, it hijacks the entire machine. At number 1, the most dangerous of all, ATM jackpotting. You walk past an ATM in a parking lot, it looks completely normal. But inside that machine right now, malware is forcing it to spit out thousands of dollars in cash on command, and no customer card is required. It's 3 in the morning. A plain van pulls up next to an outdoor ATM. 2 people get out with a laptop and cables. 15 minutes later, they drive away with $84,000 in cash. The ATM's owner won't discover the theft until morning. Here's how it works. Criminals break into the service panel using lock-picking tools or universal keys. They connect laptops or USB devices loaded with malware directly to the machine's internal computer. This software overrides all security and forces the ATM into dispense mode, commanding it to spit out every bill without authorization. The entire attack takes 12 to 15 minutes. The Secret Service documented over 1,400 jackpotting attacks across America in 2024, resulting in $25 million in direct losses. One attack in Houston forced a machine to dispense $94,000 in a single session before the malware was detected. What banks don't publicize, thousands of ATMs still run severely outdated operating systems. Some machines incredibly still use Windows XP, which Microsoft stopped supporting over a decade ago. These legacy systems can be completely compromised in minutes by anyone with intermediate technical knowledge. Always report any ATM showing visible tampering. Fresh scratches around locks, loose panels, unusual attachments, exposed wiring, or anything that looks wrong. Jackpotting often leaves obvious evidence because thieves work quickly under time pressure. Jackpotting doesn't just rob banks. Every compromised machine puts your information at risk. Once criminals access internal systems, they can install malware that continues stealing customer data long after the cash theft is discovered. These scams are evolving faster than banks can update their defenses, and the next target could be the place you shop most. In our next video, we expose how retail checkout systems are being hacked to steal your information in real time, and what to look for before you swipe. Don't miss it. Subscribe now and protect yourself before it's too late.